Jackie Trapp has multiple myeloma, a rare form of blood cancer. When she was diagnosed 3 years ago, a doctor estimated that she wouldn't live for more than 5 years. As part of her treatment, she takes a drug called Revlimid, which is shown to double the life expectancies of multiple myeloma patients, but the price of which has skyrocketed in recent years. What is this?
This is all of the things that are related to my cancer. All of my hospital visits, the bone surveys. I've got the meds that I take in here and what happens with them so that I've got all the side effects. Now, these are the insurance papers, the grants, all the things that I need to cobble together to get those copays taken care of. And that's just the new stuff. The first giant punch in the gut was, you've got cancer and it's terminal. And the second one was, you're going to go through this bone marrow transplant and it's going to be a horror. And it was, but I could get through that. And then the third was, you're going to be on Revlimid, your maintenance therapy.
The sticker price for Revlimid has more than doubled in the last decade. Today, a single month's supply of 28 pills can cost as much as $22,000.
What else has gone up in that kind of dramatic increase in that short amount of time? My income certainly hasn't. You're going to let me drive today?
I know. It's going to be scary.
I've always been overinsured. We've always had a pretty big safety net. We've blown through that. We've blown through the bank accounts. They're pretty much empty. We had to refinance our house. We took a home equity line of credit. These are not small things to me. I was reading a thread in my Smart Patient Support group where a woman said, I can't do it anymore. I'm going to go without my meds and die. And it wasn't about the disease. It was about the cost and all of the things that she had to do to get that medication.
Is there any alternative?
No. Death. There's only one producer of Revlimid in the United States allowed, and that's Celgene. Some patients have toyed with the idea of getting Revlimid from India. There are some questions over whether or not it's as effective.
And if you were sure that you could get it from India or China and that it was pure, would you break the law to do that?
I would.
Most active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, aren't actually produced in the United States, but in places with cheaper manufacturing. These APIs typically cost a small fraction of the brand name products, and a gray market has emerged where consumers can subvert the pharmaceutical establishment buying unapproved generics and pure APIs. And the center of drug manufacturing is in China, where 20% of the world's supply of APIs are made. I am at an API convention in Shanghai, China. These are active pharmaceutical ingredients. They're the drug inside the drug. And this is where all of the different factories convene to find buyers. Behind each of these technical names, there is a well-known pharmaceutical product. So sildenafil citrate is Viagra. Diazepam is the API in Valium. Lorazepam, brand name Ativan. This conference is full of these sorts of products. They don't seem like much, but they're the basis of the medications that are responsible for people staying alive in the 21st century. To find the true cost of Jackie's drug Revlimid, we needed to find a manufacturer of its API, lenalidomide, so I enlisted the help of an API buyer named Keone.
Let's say somebody wanted to purchase a kilogram of lenalidomide. I could locate the factory for them, run third-party independent testing, facilitate logistics. I think I could find any chemical that is currently produced in China without an issue.
Wow. Within minutes of our asking, Keone was able to track down a bulk supplier of lenalidomide.
Hello?
Lenalidomide is patented.
Yes, I know it's patented. How much would it be per kilogram?
2,400 USD.
Okay.
And I heard that you will pay a visit to our factory.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Keone's contact led us to a chemical plant south of Shanghai, where we were given a tour of the facility by representatives eager to sell inexpensive kilograms of pure lenalidomide.
这这东西很敏感的，不要问我，等一下要压死了。We can supply chemical product to you. The price is very cheap.
Over tea, they offered me a 10-gram lenalidomide sample for analysis. I left the lenalidomide factory. They gave me 10 grams of the pure API as a gift. This quantity, offered as a free sample in China, would potentially cost cancer patients in the United States as much as $3 million at list price. Chemical analysis showed that not only was the sample lenalidomide, but its purity was comparable to the pharmaceutical product. It's not right to suggest that everybody get their drugs from China, but it's also not right to price gouge dying, desperate people. It's a really complicated situation, and I don't know what the answer is, but I think it's important that people understand that the chemicals themselves cost almost nothing. When we reached out to Celgene for an explanation of Revlimid's cost, they responded that the price was dictated by the value to patients, the healthcare system, and the overall cost of research and development. They also sent us a study, co-authored by a Celgene employee, stating that 90% of claims amount to $50 or less in out-of-pocket costs to patients. A more recent study by the Kaiser Family Foundation estimated that Medicare patients could expect to pay a median annual out-of-pocket cost of $11,500 for the drug. To better understand